What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I've been thinking a lot about the ECR update or the overhaul that was teased in the last town hall and that we should hopefully be getting sometime this month. So, there's 4 releases this month, and I would like to think that we would hopefully get it. I know the post is expected out within the next couple of weeks, but as it stands right now, we're comparing this kind of new simplified energy system versus the ECR that we have now. And a quick reminder for anybody who might be new to ECR, it reduces by 1% relative, not absolute, but 1% every time you play a battle. And then, of course, that dictates how much of the reward shares you are eligible from the total that you would be able to pull in. Whereas the new ECR system would essentially remove that whole second layer and just be like, you get the max amount, and it's just based on your, your bonuses or your debuffs for, or I guess it's not debuffs, but whatever it is for, if you have like lower level cards or things like that. And so I actually think, and I'm going to go out on a limb here a little bit, but I think that it's going to reduce botting in many ways. Now, before you get excited, I don't think it's going to reduce like the amount of botted accounts that are out there, because at the end of the day, most of the people who are running botted accounts are trying to leverage their time and finances in a way where it's just like, well, I can have this account earn on its own. But I know for players like myself, I've spoken to Darkest Night, I've spoken to several others, where it's like, well, I let the bot play mainly because I want to maximize my rewards. And I want to maximize my rewards, and I don't want to, well, most of the time it's because I don't want to lose, right? I'd rather let the bot lose. But then the bot loses a bunch of times, and I'm like, well, I could have done that. So what for me, and like I said, for the several people that I've talked to about this, what I'm looking forward to is actually like way more grind sessions where you'll be able to come on for 30 minutes, play a bunch of battles, and you won't feel the pinch of your ECR going down, and therefore you're only getting a certain percentage of your rewards. So as you can see here, right, like I'm at 78%, which means that I'm getting only roughly 78% of what I would normally make. Now, the way that the team designed ECR or redesigned ECR a while back, obviously they put the 50% drop off point there, which it's going to be good to get rid of that. But more importantly, like they kind of determined that playing 25 to 30 battles per day is enough, right? That like if you play 25 to 30 battles per day, like that's going to be great. Like you get your ECR down from 100% down to 70 or 75%. You play your battles and then you jump back up. Well, a lot of people still don't do that because, well, it's just like, well, I don't want to be earning 75% of the rewards. So what do they end up doing? Well, they bought their account, because then their botted account can play every hour or whenever they, whenever they drop below like 99%, and then just keep like maximizing your rewards at that level. And that might be the right strategy. That might not be the right strategy. I know people have tried to show the math on that. That's not what I'm getting at here. I'm just saying that like it's going to reduce the incentive for that behavior and increase the incentive to actually just play for the fun of it, right? Like I love the addictive nature, the addictive loop of like, oh, you know what? I'm just one more. And now it's like, I'm going to have zero hesitation to do just one more. It's like, if I have the energy for it, I'm not going to ding myself any further, right? I'm not going to have to wait any longer. Well, I will have to wait longer to get my energy back, but I won't have that kind of detraction or subtraction from my rewards just for playing another game. So in a way, again, I think that this is going to change a lot of the behaviors for hardcore players, people who like to jump in a lot, and maybe even like alt accounts. Like, so for example, right, people might have alt accounts where they'll just like bot or whatever, and now you'll be able to go in, play a bunch of battles, not feel guilty about it, and then if you feel like playing more, you just go onto your second account and play there, right? So people who are really addicted to the game, this gives a pathway, and this is just something that I have wanted to see for a while, right? Because it's Splinterlands, and any kind of play to earn, I would say, exists in a weird kind of dichotomy where between a rock and a hard place, where it's like traditional gaming, you want players to play all day long. You don't ever want them to leave. But when it comes to a game that's giving out rewards, well, if you want that kind of behavior, it's usually going to get exploited to get the most amount of rewards. So I would say that the ECR system that, Matt and team initially put in was actually kind of brilliant as a way to say like, okay, like we have to curb it somehow, right? It's not ideal. But now that they're going to overhaul it and make it so that, well, the behavior that I had, me, and I know many others, where it's just like, I want my ECR to recover, and I don't, more specifically, I don't want to get reduced rewards, right? So like, for example, I set my bot to play at 80%. If it ever goes above 80%, it just plays, right? And maybe I'll come in and I'll play a couple battles and I'll drop it from 80 down to 70 and be like, all right, whatever, the bot will play in like 10 hours or so. Well, no, I don't even have to worry about that, because it's like I don't feel the churn or the burn of like, I'm only getting 70% of the rewards. I can go in, play as much as I want, and the only time that I would like run a bot on my account is like if I can't play at all. And then I would actually have to balance that now with, well, if I'm not going to be able to play for a couple of days, and sure, I know soulbound reward cards are going to be a big factor in this, but maybe I rent out my cards, right? So, but at the end of the day, the changes that have been made, and I think the changes that will be made with ECR, will incentivize people to play much more regularly, which will also reduce botting, which also might, in a way, reduce the amount of cards that are going to be available for rental. Because as I just said, I have like zero incentive to rent out my deck now, because I always want it playing. Obviously, that was the case with botting before, but now I'm even trying to remove the bot a little bit and saying, well, I want to go in and play as much as possible, because I don't have to worry about getting lower rewards. It's like if I have an energy there, right? And we were shown that little teaser of like an energy bar. It's like if I have an energy there and I go in and play, boom, I'm done, right? I get it. It doesn't matter whether I have 1 energy or 50 energy or however much it ends up being. I get to play, and to me, that's awesome. So I'm looking forward to this, and I actually want to get your thoughts on players out there in a similar situation to me, where it's like, maybe you have a bot on your account, maybe you have a bot on like a secondary account that just kind of runs at a relatively high ECR, and you're just trying to maximize your rewards and all that. If you are as addicted to the game as I am, will this change your behavior, where it's just like, I think I can play better than the bot? Or at least most times I feel like I can play better than the bot. Let me jump in and I'll do my 25 battles right now, right? I can have a nice like 30, 45 minute or an hour long grind session playing the game, actually playing the game, getting into it. And there might even be a social element to that too, where people just come together and they can play all their battles, right? And again, then nobody has to worry about getting less rewards. So again, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, where you stand, and how you're thinking about the ECR system as a whole. But the more and more I ponder it, and I know we're all just speculating here because we don't have the post yet, but from given the information that we have so far, I'm really liking it, and I think it's going to make me play more, not because I feel the need to, but because I actually want to. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.